This place looks like an alien planet, like something straight off the surface of Mars. But it's not another planet, and it's not some desert halfway across the world. It's hidden right here in a tiny little town in Canada. This is the dinosaur capital of the world. But I didn't come here for the dinosaurs. I'm driving out from Calgary to see what else is hiding in this little town in the badlands of Canada. The landscape, the old mining history, and the strange little details that make Drumheller feel much more than a roadside trip. And by the end of this video, I want to know if Drumheller really is more than just a dinosaur town. It's 5:30 in the morning. We're driving about 90 miles northeast of Calgary, heading toward a small town known as the dinosaur capital of the world, Drumheller. It's a cold early spring morning. The temperature has dropped to just 1 degree, and a thick fog has completely swallowed the highway. Out here, there are no streetlights, just a glow of a dashboard and white lines disappearing into the mist. The road is pitch black. In Alberta, most rural highways are left unlit to save energy and protect the local wildlife. These empty unlit stretches of highway are actually wildlife corridors. Without the glare of streetlights, nocturnal animals like the lynx and owls can hunt naturally, and migrating birds won't get disoriented. We're about an hour in now, passing through Basicor, the last major junction before we drop into the valley. Just before the final turn toward Drumheller, we pass through the only sign of life for miles. A lone motel sitting at the edge of the prairie. From here, it's 60 kilometers of empty road into the heart of the badlands. The forecast promised a clear sunny morning, but the Alberta sky has other plans. It's heavy, overcast, and still freezing. In the dark, the prairies are dotted with these nodding donkeys, pulling oil from an ancient inland sea, reminders of the life that was here millions of years before us. As you cross the town limits, the earth just opens up. This is the Red Deer River Valley. Millions of years of erosion have carved a hidden world into the flat prairie floor, exposing layers of history that were buried for eons. We are finally at Drumheller. The first place we're going is Horse Thief Canyon. We finally have street lights though, so that's a good sign. And after hours of total darkness, the warm glow of the town feels like a relief. But we aren't staying in the center for long. We're heading back out to the edge of the valley. Leaving the street lights behind, the valley starts to close in again. These hills aren't just mounds of dirt, they're actually 70 million-year-old sediments of an ancient river delta. It's so crazy to me. This does not even feel like Canada, honestly. It really feels like you have stepped 75 million years in the past. And in a way I have. These striped hills, the Badlands, are a vertical timeline. Each layer of sediment represents a different era of the late Cretaceous. You're looking at the remnants of a subtropical coastal plain where the air was thick, the rivers were deep, and giants actually walked where I'm standing. The terrain is so much different than what we're actually used to. It feels like we're actually in Utah instead of Canada. It's a fair comparison. Both places share the same Badlands topography, arid, rocky, and carved by ancient water. But while Utah is famous for its red sandstone, these Alberta hills are made of soft bentonite clay. When it's dry, it's hard as a rock, but the moment it rains or the snow melts, it turns into something else entirely. We're 5 minutes away from Horse Thief Canyon, and this is the first thing that we see. A herd of nearly 20 deer, perfectly still in the field. It's a reminder that while this place looks like a graveyard of the past, it's very much alive today. In the Badlands, these mule deer are masters of the terrain. They use the deep coulees and the hoodoos for shelter from prairie winds. Seeing them here so calm in the gray light makes the whole valley feel a little less lonely. But the deer have the easy part. As we finally pull into the parking lot, the reality of an Alberta spring hits us. And here we are at the Horse Thief Canyon. We are the only people here, and it's super muddy. It's about 7:30 in the morning. The snow is gone, but it's left behind something much more difficult to navigate. Oh, my shoes are all muddy now. This is the work of a Chinook, a warm, dry wind that blows over the Rockies and can raise the temperature by 20 degrees in a single day. It looks like a mini Grand Canyon carved into the middle of a wheat country. The original goal that I had was to come here during sunrise and to catch the sun hitting this canyon. But it's a very cloudy day right now, and it was really foggy, but it's very beautiful. This whole valley was once tropical forest, home to over 38 different species of dinosaurs. I can very faintly hear the sound of the water that's just at the end of this canyon. That's the parking lot there, and not even a 2-minute walk, and you get treated to views like this. That's the Red Deer River carving its way through the silt. It's been doing this for over 10,000 years, slowly peeling back the layers of the earth. It's an early spring morning, and you can actually still see snow in this canyon. It's not as much, but what an incredible sight. You do want to be careful. It is very muddy. I don't want to fall down this canyon because that would hurt a lot. I read that before this town was actually a dino town. This used to be a big hub for the coal mining industry. And after World War II, when coal was no longer a valuable commodity, they switched from coal to natural oil. Also in this canyon, I believe a dino called Pachyrhinoceros was discovered. But yeah, before the dinos, this used to be a huge coal place. The coal and the dinosaurs are actually linked. Those black stripes in the rock are the remains of the very same tropical swamps where the Pachyrhinoceros lived 70 million years ago. It's kind of crazy to me how this place is so plain and then almost immediately becomes a canyon. It's hard to believe this is Canada. If you hike down to the canyon floor, you'll actually find prickly pear cactus growing in the sand. It's a pocket of desert hidden in the north. A place where the rules of geography don't seem to apply. That's the secret of the Badlands. It hides in plain sight until you're standing right on the edge. But the canyon isn't the only thing hidden in this valley. We were about to go to our second destination, but we saw something on the road and we just have to check it out. This might be the littlest church I've ever seen. Yeah, I gotta see this. In the Badlands, the little church feels like a sanctuary, but today it's guarded by a moat of melted snow and thick clay. They even have a mini seating area here. This is where I guess the reverend stands, and this is what the smallest congregation in the world looks like. Despite its toy-like size, this is actually still a fully consecrated church, and they say it can hold 10,000 people, 6 at a time, and people still fully use this for weddings and elopements. This church has actually been destroyed twice, and most recently in 2014 was rebuilt by the inmates from a nearby institution. It's a place of second chances. In 1991, inmates from the Drumheller institution reconstructed the chapel after it was vandalized. They turned a ruined site back into a sanctuary for the valley. They even have a seating area here and the one in the back. Leaving the tiny sanctuary behind, we follow the river deeper into the valley. This part of the Badlands feels heavier, like the silence of a place that used to be loud. We're heading toward the Rosedale Suspension Bridge, also known as the Star Mine Suspension Bridge. But as we get closer, on our way to the next destination, we saw signs of it being closed. But after driving this far, we wanted to check it out anyway. But it's closed. In the 1930s, this was a lifeline. Before the bridge, miners had to row across the Red Deer River every single morning just to get to work. This 117-meter span was built so they could finally trade their rowboats for a walk across the sky. So unfortunately, we weren't able to get on the bridge. Kind of construction, I'm not sure for what. But they didn't say that it was actually closed on Google Maps, so I thought it would still be open. We're now going to go to the second best place that Drumheller is known for, aside from dinosaurs, the Hoodoos. finally made it to Hoodoos, and it's not exactly a tourist season right now, and there's only one other car here besides us. In the summer, this parking lot is overflowing with thousands of people, but in the early spring, the Hoodoos are silent. It feels less like a tourist stop and more like an abandoned city of stone. And immediately I can see there's a lot of red sand as soon as you start walking down here. The red actually comes from iron oxide. It's a sign that these layers were exposed to oxygen millions of years ago, long before the valley was carved out. These are the symbols of the Badlands. In the Blackfoot language, they're called Mokstaki, stone people who stand guard over the valley, watching as the wind slowly carves them away. Geologically though, they're just soft sandstone pillars, capped by a harder stone that shields them from the rain like an umbrella. Millions of years ago, a layer of hard, calcite-rich stone was deposited over soft sandstone, while the wind, rain, and frost washed away the surrounding land. This hat protected the soft rock underneath, creating these fragile survivors. The terrain isn't just hills, it's actually exposed layers of bear paw formation. 70 million years ago, this was the bottom of an inland sea. Now, it's a graveyard of shells and ancient marine life, pushed up and dried into this gray corrugated clay. There is some kind of a runoff coming in. You can hike to the summit for the 360-degree view of the valley, but today the bentonite has turned into a slip hazard. The scale of this really just makes you feel very small. It's incredible. Look at the different colorings of the rock. Some are very bright red, the other ones are maroon. It's just different shades of red. Rocks are actually the fastest eroding natural phenomenon in the world. They're eroding at a rate of, I believe, 1 centimeter every year, and soon they're gonna fall into the dirt and stop existing. 1 centimeter doesn't sound like much, but in geological time, it's a sprint. In just a few generations, these stone people will be washed back into the river, and the valley will look completely different. Leaving the Hoodoos, we head to a place that once ruled this valley. Before it was about dino bones, Drumheller was about coal. At its peak, there were 139 mines here, and the Atlas was the king of them all. As we pulled into the Atlas coal mine, the sign was clear. Closed for the season. It was closed for the season. The Atlas is the sole survivor of a forgotten empire. As the mines surrounding it started to shut down, this was the only one left that remains almost perfectly intact. It's home to Canada's last standing wooden coal tipple. This 7-story timber giant was the heart of the operation, sorting 800 tons of black gold every single day to power the trains that build the prairies. It's quiet season now, but in mid-May, these gates will open for tours. If you want to see how the miners actually lived, this is the place. But for us, it's time to find one giant in the valley that never sleeps. The town of Drumheller actually used to be a city before 1998, when it amalgamated with a nearby county and chose for town status. Part of the reason for that was they wanted the provincial government to be responsible for the maintenance of highways. Back in town, the dinosaur theme is everywhere. It's a place that fully embraces its prehistoric past, from the murals on the walls to the colorful statues on every street corner. It feels like a town that exists between two worlds. But I couldn't leave the valley without visiting its most famous resident. In a town built on bones, this is the ultimate pilgrimage. This is the world's largest dinosaur. Her name is Tyra. Standing 26 meters tall, she's nearly 4.5 times the size of a real T-Rex. She's been the guardian of this valley since 2000, watching over the town from her spot in the Badlands. It's a $5 entry to step inside, a small price to pay to see the valley from a different perspective. There are 106 stairs to the top. Along the way, the walls are covered in murals and fossils, telling the story of the creatures that once ruled this ground. It's a literal climb through history. At the top of the 106 stairs, you're standing inside the jaws of a giant. From here, you get a 360-degree view of Drumheller, a town that was built by coal, saved by fossils, and shaped by the river. An interesting thing I noticed was there's a lot of coins. People have thrown their quarters. I'm not sure if this is a good luck thing. It's something. In many cultures, leaving a coin in a high or sacred place is a way to seal a wish or to ensure a safe return. Here in the Dinosaur Capital, it's become a silent tradition. You get the whole view of the town from here. There's the Red Deer River straight ahead. Standing here, you realize that Drumheller isn't just about the giants of the past. It's a place where time is visible in every stripe of the hill. It's a town that reminds us that world is always changing, but some things, whether made of stone or fiberglass, are built to stand the test of time.